Hello and welcome to domytriesthis. I hope you brought your cuppa. Today's coffee mug says, "What am I doing out of bed?" And in this case, it's actually pretty true. I'm actually filming very, very early today, partly because I didn't get any sleep last night. And secondly, nobody's here but me and the cats. I'll take it. I'll take it. Anyway, today's cup of tea is from the Sips By box for August. It is the MiCacao cacao tea. This was the loose tea. It has a longer steep time than most teas. This one says 6 to 8 minutes. Most teas, I think, go 3 to 5, although I let them sit forever anyway. I did learn something very quickly. I used one of the Sips By bags to put the tea in, and I've learned that you kind of need to keep that top edge, even though it's gathered up. You need to keep that top edge above the level of the tea. I have a few speckles in there. Anyway, let's give this one a taste and see how I like it. I'm a little concerned because I think this one has a little coffee in it, and I'm not particularly fond of coffee, but let's give it a taste and see how it goes. Ooh. Okay, it is a very light colored tea, so I was not expecting the depth of chocolate I just got. There is definitely a touch of coffee on the back end, but it's mostly chocolate. I love chocolate. I love chocolate teas. Okay. All right. I need to put this down or we will never get anything done. I will sit here and I will just melt into this cup of tea. This cup of tea. Anyway, so first of all, you'll notice my hair up. For one, I'm sure you can tell it's really, really fuzzy today. So you might be seeing more of this. I actually don't like having my hair up. So I'm going to be honest with you. I don't like my face without hair around it. But the other thing is, in addition to being like a floofy, fuzzy mess, these curls were about the only things I could manage today. It is supposed to be 90 degrees. And it is already somewhere in the upper 80s. In fact, it was hitting 81, I think, when around 7 or 8 o'clock this morning. So yeah, it's going to be a hot day. So hair up. I'm just going to have to live with it. I hope I don't scare you off. That's all. Secondly, our refrigerator is attempting to die. And every now and then it kicks in and it sounds terrible. So if we get this grumbly, rumbly sound in the background, it's just my refrigerator. Anyway, so today, as you noted, according to the title down below, we are opening this month's Ipsy bag. But before we get to this month's Ipsy bag, we have to talk about our unfinished business with last month's Ipsy bag. I can talk, I swear. One of the things I do want to mention about my reviews for this month's bag or last month's bag is that because of the issues with my eyes, which I have found workarounds since this started, because with the heat and the humidity, it is just not going to go away. I primarily am working with powders nowadays, so that's helping a little bit. But even with that, the storms roll in and it doesn't matter. It all just gets worse again. So because of those issues, I have not been able to test these out as much as I would like. Let's get started. I'm going to start with both my favorite item in the bag, but also probably one of the most problematic at this point, and that's the First Aid Beauty Pure Skin Face Cleanser. This is my cleanser of choice. It's for sensitive skin. It does a very good job. I love this cleanser. That said, First Aid Beauty has recently had some shade issues in some of their new products. They released an avocado oil or something kind of concealer, and it's in like 7 shades. And this is a problem. I mean, I stopped using my Tarte foundation because Tarte released only 15 shades of their foundation. That being said, skincare is a little more difficult than foundation to replace. My foundation was actually pretty easy. I have a powder foundation on now. I have found other liquid foundations that I like. Foundations are not that hard. Skincare is a little more difficult to replace. So I'm still considering what to do about this, because I do want to support being inclusive in your brand. And 7 shades, and from what I've seen of the shades, 7 shades is not inclusive. And I think they released 1 or 2 other things that had to have shades, and they also had very limited shade ranges. So First Aid Beauty obviously is going to be problematic in that way, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Unlike Tarte, this is it's a little more, especially since I'm having issues with my eyes because of the weather and because of some other things, and I have had some allergic reactions that started this all off. I'm leery of moving off First Aid Beauty, but at the same time, I don't want to support them if they're going to be non-inclusive. That said, I love this cleanser. For anybody who's not concerned about shades and not concerned about companies being inclusive, I highly recommend it, especially if you have sensitive skin. Next, I got the Sundays number 45 nail polish, and it is a thin, streaky formula. It takes at least 2 or 3 coats to get a decent color. It holds up well on dishwashing pretty well, but this has a really I'm trying to figure it out. I want to say it's kind of a mix of alcohol and acetone, but it's a really strong and very unpleasant scent. It does dry really quickly, but honestly, I'm not impressed. I have other blues very similar to this that do much better. I'm not really impressed with this particular brand of nail polish. The Ico liner. I have to say, this surprised me. I'm not big on liquid eyeliners, really. Most of the ones I've tried, the tips don't work, they bleed, there's other issues. I do like certain gels. They have to be very creamy and very smooth for me to like the gel. Other than that, I actually much prefer using my setting spray and eyeshadow to do my eyeliner. This, however, I really like. It's got decent color. It has, the point is actually perfect to do the kind of line I like. And there's no bleeding, except for when my eyes are being weepy, which has been happening a lot lately. And even then, it doesn't really so much bleed as when I'm trying to apply it, it sort of fades out a little bit. It draws a really nice line around my eyes. I gotta admit, I'm still getting used to it. I've got some errors going along with it today. Draws a nice wing. It fills in the wing. I really, really like this one, and I will probably repurchase it when this one is done. Next, I have this tapered blending brush from Elizabeth Mott. As you can see, I have used it. This is the perfect shape for me to use under my brow. However, these bristles are really long and soft, and often what I've found with it is that there are a lot of shadows that I own that don't work well with this particular kind of bristle. It's too soft. But what it can do, it does work for putting a light dusting of something that sparkles, if you want, on your lid to give I like to do a lighter color in the center of my lid. I have slightly hooded eyes, and to get them to show up better, you need that lighter color helps. So I find that this is a perfect brush for doing that. I can use it under the brow. It's just I have to be very careful about which shadow I use with it. So it's kind of a fussy brush. So it's not really a favorite brush, but I do like it, and I am going to keep it, and I am going to clean it along with all my other brushes, because with this crap around my eyes, I have to do my cleaning. Last is the item that is basically a first impression. Just really didn't get an opportunity to use it very often. And honestly, there's only about 2 or 3, maybe 3 uses in this. This is the Pure Hearts Pore Clear Black Charcoal Peel Off Mask. It's got a weird consistency. It's kind of a gel, but it's really sticky. I've been trying a couple of other gel masks and they aren't sticky. Of course, the three that I recently tried also don't dry down, and this one does. It becomes a bit porous as it dries, and it is actually very easy to pick up the edges and peel off, and anything that's left is very easily washed off with a washcloth. My skin is left soft, and my pores look very cleaned out. I don't recall there being much on my radiance pad when I used it, but I have noticed with pore cleaners that I sometimes do end up with a residue. So it's usually not a lot, but pore cleaners in particular seem to leave something behind on the skin. So I'm very glad that I have the radiance pads. My biggest complaint about this is that the peeling takes almost as long as the drying time, which means this mask takes a while out of my evening, and I do all my masks and my major skincare at night. In the morning, I just basically wash my face, and then I take care of my eyes. I add a serum and I add a moisturizer. That's it. I don't do anything else. At night, when I wash my face, I use basically a wet wash rag. I don't use soap. I just rinse it all off with really warm water. Not hot, warm. At night, I use the soap to wash it off. I do the mask. I do the radiance pads. Then I go on to my eyes and the serums and my moisturizer. So my nighttime regimen is a little bit more involved and takes a little bit longer, and having to have it take more time just doesn't help get me to bed at a decent hour. And that's saying something, because I actually don't head into bed until about 1 a.m. I'm a night owl. I will stay up. It's also a little messy. This is the one thing that's common to all peeling masks, though, is that they will, as you're peeling them off, you get flakes of them through your bathrooms. They're a little messy. I'm not going to hold that against it too much. It does work. It does do what it says it's going to do. And my DIY coffee mask that I use, coffee, oats, cinnamon, and olive oil, that mask is very, very messy. So messy is not so much a big deal for me as the time. So I'm unlikely to repurchase this just because it's very time consuming. This was a first impression on this mask. I could change my mind and decide I want to try it or buy the full size or whatever further. But at this point, not really. It does what it says. It's a good mask. It's just too time consuming for me. It's not going to stop. It'll probably stop after I get off the video. Let's go ahead and open up August bag. I've seen the bag. I'm not into orange. It might be a pretty orange. I might end up being interested in it. But at this point, probably not. Oh, I got a stuffed bag. Yeah, I like, well, no. The tassel, okay, you have to tear apart the tassel to get the tassel to actually be a tassel. At least on mine. And I don't, there's a little Ipsy down there. If this had been in a blue or a green or anything but orange or yellow, because we recently had a yellow bag that had orange all over it, so now we have an orange bag with yellow on it. Anyway, yeah, the bag will go into my Project Beauty share probably. So let's open this up and try to find our card first. All right, so here's our card. Confidence level, selfie with no filter. So I guess selfies with no filter is the theme, or confidence is the theme. Ready to glow, your glam bag, 5 personalized pics and tons of skincare tips on Ipsy.com are here to help you look and feel radiant all month long. We have a food for thought. Did you know that turmeric, the orange spice used for cooking, has serious skincare powers? Its antioxidant, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory properties, probably should use that on my eyes, help fight acne, protect from sun damage, and brighten. So that's I actually like the card. That's actually kind of neat. But anyway, moving right along, we are going to reach in and just grab this one on top. And this one on top says it is $1 Billion Brows Mini Universal Brow Pencil. I'm trying to see this color. This color is not listed, but it looks like a dark brown. It might work. Actually, all I have on today is the Institute. I didn't even use a brow pencil. I have a ton of brow pencils. I actually don't need a brow pencil. But, oh boy, come on, come on, come on. Ah, that came off nice. There's the tip. Mm. Oh, yeah, no, that's not going to work for me at all. It's not dark enough. I might give this to my daughter. That makes me sad, but I've got a box in here. This is Cacao. I am probably butchering that. Cosmetics Skin Blush in the color... It doesn't say. It is certified vegan and gluten-free, certified and it's cruelty-free no matter what. In Prom Queen. Well, I wonder if Prom Queen is going to match these eyes today. Huh? I do have blush on, but... There's the packaging. I can open things, I swear. Why are you being difficult? Okay, oh, well, Prom Queen is a little more champagne-y. I don't know, guys. I'd be sad if these colors don't work for me. Oh, it's also got a bit of a shine to it. Okay, so this is another skin blush that looks more like a highlighter to me. I'm going to use my Luxie blush. Let's see. I put it next to it. I'm going to have to play with that. I'm going to have to see how that works. I wouldn't use something that shiny for a blush. This is more like a highlighter to me. So, I'll have to play with that. Okay, so we're reaching back in, and I've got a boxy thing. This is an OFRA Cosmetics eyeshadow in blue jeans. The only thing I don't like about getting the OFRA stuff is that they're in these envelopes. The good news is I have a Z-type palette from ColourPop that should still have room in it. That's definitely a blue jean color. Okay, my light is making it look really, really bright. It's actually more, think of a denim. It's actually more of that color. It's nice and soft. Kind of expect that. Ooh, it's kind of sheer. Oh, I put that over the other thing. That's not going to help. Let's do this again. It's still kind of sheer. But you know what? It might be something I can build up. Pretty color. It'll be a pretty color if I can get it to work. Which, most of them I can. There's very few things that I haven't been able to get to work in some way. It's how much work is that makes the difference. If it's a lot of work, I won't keep it. Next, I'm reaching in, and I have... I hope this is better than the first one of this brand that I tried. I have the Hey Honey Take Away the Drama Youth Boosting Honey and Copper Peel Off Mask. I think I'm going to have to get out of peel off masks. This is like the 4th or 5th peel off mask I've gotten from someplace. Nice safety seal. Oh, it's a coppery brown color. I don't even need to do anything with that. Here, just go. But there, look at that. Whoa, that is a very shiny. That has nothing to do with the highlight there. Interesting. Feels a little sticky. We'll have to see how that goes. Okay, so we have one more item, and it's a big one. What have I? Oh, I have Huda Liquid Matte in Trophy Wife. Wow. Well, that's beautiful. That's a beautiful color. Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man, oh, man. Please be pretty. Please. Oh, that's a color that's right up my alley. It's a little on the pink side, but it is definitely berry. What do you think? Think I should try it? I should try it. I should try it. In case you're wondering, I have a mirror behind my phone. It's holding my light. Oh, this stuff is not coming off. I know how to get it off. Give me a minute. Might mess up the rest of my makeup, but give me a minute. This is my philosophy. I use this to get everything off my face when I'm done filming. Much gentler than trying to use wipes and all that. Now my lips look really strange, but here we go. I think that's as good as we're gonna get it. All right, first things first. With every liquid lipstick I wear, I put on my primer. I'm using the ColourPop lip primer. It's a really nice primer. Decent price. We do have a little stain, which is unusual for the Philosophy. Usually the Philosophy gets everything off. Everything. Including mascara. Waterproof mascara. Alrighty, here we go. Here we go. We're going to try this. This is a beautiful color. This is a beautiful color. That is nice. That is really, really nice. It's a beautiful color. It went on really, really smooth. We'll see if it dries down. Okay, I'm already in love with this. I'm already in love. liking this one. Alrighty, so while we wait for that to dries down, we'll talk about the bag as a whole. The bag itself. No. Not too interested in that. The eyebrow pencil, also not interested in that. Interested in trying out the Hey Honey mask. Considering their last mask, I'm reserving judgment, but at the same time, I'm leery. The last mask did not impress me. In fact, the last mask, I believe, hurt. So, but this one doesn't have any exfoliating particles in it, so it shouldn't hurt. And it dried down, and it's not sticky, so we'll see how that goes. The Kaleido Cosmetics Skin Blush. I don't think that's a blush. I think that'll be more appropriate as a highlight. I'm going to try it as a highlight. Honestly, that's just, I don't even know if you can see it anymore. There's too much shine in there for it to be, well, it's kind of gone. Did you fade that quickly? That's kind of sad. There we go. Yeah, there is just too much shine in that to be a blush to me. The color's pretty, but again, it's not a good color for me as a blush. It'd be a good color as a highlight. So we'll try it as a highlight and see if that works. So, judgment's out on that. The OFRA Blue Jeans, I think my only issue with that is it comes up just a little bit patchy, but it looks like it will be buildable. So, it's a color I like. I like the blush that I got from them, so I'm really excited to give this one a try. And the Huda. Not completely dry down yet. It feels a little sticky. But it doesn't give me any movement. So, more than likely, I would normally put a gloss over this. I don't like really matte lipsticks. So this is going to be one that's going to need a gloss. But I love the color, and I'm very excited to play with that. So, overall, couple of misses there, a couple of things I'm not sure about, but this made the whole bag for me. So very happy with this. Very glad I got this. If this is the only thing I end up keeping in the bag, I will still be very, very happy. And I'm sure this is like a 20 some odd dollar item at least. Huda's makeup is not cheap. Anyway, that's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and you'll come back and join us again. If you have not subscribed, I would really love it if you would subscribe and hit that notification bell so that you know when I upload. But you don't have to. And if you don't, I hope you will come back again. And if you do come back again, don't forget to bring your cup of tea. Okay, this is actually better than the stash chocolate teas that I've had, and they are pretty damn good. The chocolate hazelnut, you put milk and sugar in that thing, and it tastes just like chocolate, and so does this. Love it. I'm going to spend the rest of the day in my tea mug. You have a good day. Bye.